This is Ezra, and I'm going to do a commentary on the making of my music video, Road to Zion. And this is a video for my patrons on the site patreon.com. And if you go to patreon.com/Ezra Vancil, this is posted exclusively for the patrons, but I'm going to put some of these out just so you know what kind of stuff we do on Patreon. But this is a fan-funded video that we shot, and I'm going to just tell you kind of a little bit about the making of it. I get a lot of questions on the videos I've been making lately of how I made them, what they're about, and all that kind of stuff. And I'll start with just this song, Road to Zion, which is a song that I wrote with Jeff Stanley, and it's from an album called Sinners and this I always get mixed up. Sinners and Slaves. It was actually put out as Sinners and Saints, but what I was drunk when I was asked what the title was, and it got put out with the wrong title, and so we corrected that when I sobered up a couple of years ago, and so now you can find it as Sinners and Slaves, and on that is Road to Zion and quite a few other songs that are co-written with Jeff Stanley. So if you like that sound, that is Ezra and Jeff Stanley. So we shot this video in a green screen studio. It's called South Dallas Media Group, and it's in Duncanville, Texas. And it has all the lighting and everything. There's my daughter right there. It has all the lighting and everything needed. So I have a green screen here at my studio, but this was so much better because I had a technician that helps with the lighting, the set. So we really just got to worry about the performance and what, I wanted to do with the video rather than, all the work it takes to get my green screen lit correctly and all this kind of thing. I had somebody there, and it's worth the money, the little bit of money it took to, little is a relative term, but the money it took to get, to have somebody help and other people watching and have the correct lighting, the correct green, and because those were real easy to pull out later on compared to other green screen things I've done here at the house. And this is everything you see shot with the band is in that green screen room, even these dark, really dark scenes. But we did this. I actually went and bought some halogen lights and some of these shop lights that are like ultra bright shop lights at Home Depot before we headed over to the green screen. And there might be some footage in here where you'll see those, where we use them to kind of give that beam effect and have somebody with a light behind me and with all the lights turned off and off of the other guys to give us some of these real dark scenes. Now right here you see a moving green screen thing, and we don't have any match points. If you're into video, there should be match points up on the wall to do any kind of match move, but that's not what we're trying to do. And later in the video, you'll actually see what I did with these moving handheld green screen things. And of course, when you're shooting with a green screen, if you get out of the green, you'll see here that even in this big green screen area, it goes all the way to the ceiling, to the floor, and wraps around. There's places where we get off, the camera will fly off the green, and that's where you have to kind of rotoscope things if you want to keep that footage. Now here is a weird thing because we have the green screen and then we have the lights in front of the green screen, which is really, to key that out is really tough. But when you look in the video, you'll see that I don't even get over to the lights. I just wanted those lights really lighting the foreground, and that's one of the things with lighting a green screen, which I've said before, is you want to light the background and the foreground separately. Now this is me playing with this is some early tests with the effects that I wanted to do with the band footage that you can go and look at the finished product. We'll have a link here and see this kind of pulsing glow that I had going on that actually pulses with part of the beat at times. And that was an effect that was real processor heavy because that maybe doesn't look like a lot, but to get the kind of the pulsing look that we had going on and the color, knocked out colors. This is a green screen little like target thing that I grabbed. It's a low res one off of YouTube, off one of these free green screen resources. And I had to like mess with it, of course, to make it look okay and pull it all the way up to the high resolution that we're using here. Now this is me wearing the little, whatever that little dude is. And I'll go ahead and pause it there and tell you a little bit. That was, I had the idea for a character in the video, and really the story of the video of this character playing a part. And when the way these are done, it's just on a shoestring budget. I don't have a budget usually to even go to the thrift store and put something together. So a lot of times it's fans that come through and help me with elements. And I basically put on Facebook what I was looking for. I wanted this type of creature that we were building. And it was based on like riots, riot gear. And so what I got was a welder's helmet, and then I think that's an army helmet that another fan gave us. One fan gave us that. We put the cross on that. And then it's actually parts of a wedding dress that he's wearing that somebody else gave us. And it created kind of a riot gear type thing. And we built the shield out of cardboard. Of course, you can kind of tell that, but and put a little window in it with plexiglass or something. I can't remember. But you can kind of see that when you look at how it breaks apart. But hopefully when I'm making the video, it's going in there quick enough that you're not really even seeing the details of how it's put together. Most people don't know what a welder's cap looks like. Some guys have watched this and go, oh, he's wearing a welder's cap. Well, like, well, okay. But and that's really what's neat about working this way and working with our fans, is they get to see where they contributed, and that this is really a group effort making these things. This right here was one of those with using the light from Home Depot. I told you about a real bright halogen light where I had somebody holding it under me, which is a real ominous kind of thing, but I wanted that. And once again, this is the bulletproof, the target that we're going to use later on as a target on my face, and I green screened it out and had to do some work to get the resolution looking better, which is usually just pumping up the contrast down, lower to an extreme, and using it in a little different way than it was expected to. We did some different setups. This is us starting the song. We did some different angles with the green screen. I wasn't real sure when I was shooting exactly what I was going to do with this. This one video, I almost had no idea. I had an idea of the spirit of the video I wanted to put out. As far as the look of it, I had no idea. This is where we started with the helicopter scene in the church. This is just the picture that is. And it got broken into 4 different sections. I'll kind of talk about that and how it got that kind of depth look where it looks like film footage. It got stretched out. I cut it into 4 sections where all the walls can move independently, and it gives it a little bit of a film look when I'm flying through the picture. But all that is software. Like right now, you can see over in the right, we have our little condemnation man over here in the right. And we have the helicopter as the cross. And this is really light. You don't see this anywhere in the final product because I didn't want you to know that it was a helicopter. You were kind of like, that's a weird looking cross all the way through, and it's the very end. I want you to know it's a helicopter. But you can kind of see that it's a photo now that we're flying through. But you see the walls are moving a little bit in the back. That's because it's 4 different planes that are moving. Now the helicopter, I built this. This is the first time I've started doing this kind of work. And for my last commentary, I still don't know what it's called. I guess it's video graphics or some CGI, a little bit of 3D work and stuff like that. And here you can see kind of some of these it's putting together some test shots and also some of the footage before it had been color graded, before any, the contrast and some ideas of stuff. But some of this is final footage that was used, like this right here of the crucifix and the raining outside of the windows. But this was done in a program. I like that a lot. This was really a neat how this turned out, I thought. This was done in a program called HitFilm, which is basically After Effects, but cheaper. And also the reason I chose HitFilm, I know After Effects kind of, seeing that was just a photograph from that chapel that I cut out. HitFilm is basically just, After Effects does all the same stuff pretty much. It's just that, and better. But hit film, I was attracted to it because of the community, and also it had kind of a 3D environment built in. And After Effects, at least the version I have, you'd have to buy some plugins to make it integrated with 3D. And so it was integrated where I could use a 3D model in it right away without a big deal. And also the community around it is what attracted it to me, because I grow and I learn with a tight community that's kind of working together to do something. After Effects is all spread out into a million different things. And in case you don't know, After Effects and Hit Film are kind of video graphics programs. And here's some just different as it gets closer to what you see in the final video. That's what I really wanted you to see there, is that it was a dark image of a crucifix or a cross, but you didn't know exactly what it was. Okay, now we had an actor to play this, but it didn't work out, so it turned out being me in the end. So it's kind of like a priest. I call this character Condemnation Man. And as you see, that is my assistant, my beautiful assistant, Hallie, who is, once again, we do have another Home Depot shop light that we've put a blue light bulb in. And the darker scenes of the band were also done with that halogen and the blue light. So I wanted to match some of the colors, even though it's going red, the way that it was with different colored lights are even pulling through. Now this isn't the finished work with the banner, him throwing the banner. You'll even see a little plug in the background that we had to take out of the wall. But really, that kind of represents the video as something that is kind of a revolution, a riot. You know, a lot of the things that we've seen over the last years of country uprisings and stuff like that against authority. And so that was kind of the spirit and the image that I wanted to come across from the video. That's really what the song is about to me. And I don't want to go into detail. I don't like spoiling people's own interpretation of the song, because I know the song means different things to different people. And I like songs to be that way, and I mean for them to be that way. But I think overall it's just obvious that the song has this kind of revolutionary anthem kind of thing to it, which is a big part of Jeff's guitar playing that gives us that. I love this shot here, and this is something I wanted from the very beginning. Was this guy is called Condemnation Man, so I wanted this kind of ominous looking over down the camera down at you while you're watching the video, and I think you feel, even if you don't know what this character is, you feel what that is about. And this is footage that wasn't actually used, all of it. We used like that one little looking down thing. And but I always have a lot of this kind of footage left over, and I will set it up and color grade it and try some different effects just to start getting inspiration for the entire video. And the rebel, I call this character, didn't turn out so well. We had a lot more shooting with this character, and it just wasn't working. But I think the one shot that we used in the video gives exactly what we needed. This is some of that moving band shots with the green screen that I ended up using. You'll also see times where I drop a red background behind it, and it works. And a lot of times, though, if you're doing green screen, you don't want a moving camera. You can do the camera movements with your software, or you're going to need match move marks on the green screen if you're going to be matching it to any other motion. Now this, once again, is the helicopter scenes. Again, this is just a further like color grade of these and different ideas, like this whole red one here that we thought about using. The idea was that when the helicopter came down, was that the crucifix that was already in the church would be shown, finally shown at the very end. And the crucifix and the cross used as a design element throughout the entire video also kind of plays a role in what I wanted the video to say and what I wanted you to feel, which isn't, soft bunnies and kittens kind of feeling, but at the end kind of triumphant, but in a way that is more of a antagonistic kind of way, I guess. But I really was thankful that the patrons on patreon.com helped us make this video. For everybody that helped make the video, Ben and Trent, who shot the footage at the green screen, and Hallie for her help, and Bill for his help with the mouse, and Kat Thank you so much. I hope that you'll check out Patreon and see more of these commentaries. I'm going to be putting out one of these for certain levels of patrons on all the videos and how I made them, and I'll go into detail. Thank you.